Hey everybody, Texas Stroker here for Lance's Performance Shop and Lone Star Mopars. It is Friday, November 14th, 2014, about 7:15 p.m. Just actually got home from work. You'll have to bear with me here. It is about 35 degrees and dropping fast in the shop. Outside, I don't know what the temperature is with the wind chill, but I've spent about the last 40 minutes strapping and unstrapping this thing. So what we're going to do here is take a look at the brand new, and I literally have been sending out screen caps of this box to friends saying hell froze over. This is part number MB143505, and your eyes are not mistaken, that says 69 Charger grill set. This is something a lot of people said would never happen. I'm the idiot that has been going around emailing companies and people that do injection molding on and off the last 5-7 years, seeing if somebody would actually repop these. When they did the 71 CUDA grills, you thought there was a small chance this day may come. From what I understand, people think that the manufacturers took a hit on those, and that kind of dampened the chances of this happening. No clue who's manufacturing them. If it's OER, all I know is they're available through Classic, and you can get them for the 69. The 68 is coming soon. This is basically a complete grill. How complete, we'll find out when we unbox. The only thing they don't include is the brackets. I believe they are another $69.99. Those are the ones that are going to hold your headlight door in place, so you'll probably want to get those as opposed to salvaging them. Price on this, $969. I know a lot of you think that's a lot of money, and it is. That's why I'm doing the video. When you spend this kind of money, you want to make sure you're getting something worth your while. That said, complete Charger grills that need restoration have gone for $2,500, $3,000. People list them for crazy prices. Normal people don't pay that. Some people have no qualms, but bottom line, most of the time, unless you just get really lucky with some NOS at a garage sale, which probably doesn't happen, you're out a lot of money, and you have to source different sections of the grill from different people. Spend a ton of time, baking down the plastic, putting it back in place. And this is finally in place for us. So the box itself, that kind of gives you a rough idea. We're looking at, 37 tall, I think 22 across, and then deep it was around 18.5, 19. So it's going to be really hard to actually open this and film. So what I'm going to do is actually cut it open, pull it out. What I'm thinking is each section is obviously not in place. That'd be a huge harmonica grill. That'd probably be like a 5+ foot box. And I think this weighs about 18 pounds, not much heft to it. But what I'm thinking is that they used an external box to attempt to cushion from damage. Obviously, packaging is a great sign of the quality of the product, in my opinion, it houses. So what I'm thinking is they probably got a lot of smaller component boxes inside. I'll go ahead and get this thing opened up, and we'll take a look at it and see what we think. Alright, so I want to make note, I did open the side with the label, with the part number. That's how it was actually delivered. I've just kind of run with that since. And I would hope, since the part number's on that side, that's how they intend it to be received, stacked, and everything like that. So what I did, I've just cut it open, and this is what we've got. A crud ton of bubble wrap. If you've got kids, grandkids, nieces, nephews, or if you're a kid at heart, you'll probably have a really good time with this. Or you can actually wrap up what's left of your current grill. I think a lot of people with these grills actually plan to purchase them, put them in place when they get some downtime, and then basically pull their NOS or survival grill and kind of shelve it. And that way, if you get in a wreck, damage, something crazy happens, you've got a repop that took the damage. So not a bad idea if you got the money, but this is what we were looking at. Let me get my knife out of the way real quick. And we'll see. I don't know that I can do a whole lot. They've got quite a few layers here, and that may look stupid, but with something this expensive and important, this is what I want to see. I want to see excess packaging. That can only be perceived as a good thing. I actually like the extra cardboard here. That's much stronger than you think. You spend a lot of time shipping, you'll probably know what I mean. I think we pretty well can tell what everything is. Here's some more insulation on this side, which again, props to whoever packaged these, whether it's the factory or Classic, I don't know, but they're done quite well. So what I'll do, I'm thinking this is our center section here on the left hand side. I think down below those are probably going to be our left and right hand side sections, I guess with the headlight doors in place or something. So what I will do is pull all this out, and then we'll kind of take a look at it kind of where it's a little bit easier to do so. Let me actually see, maybe I can get it out for you. I hate doing it one-handed, mainly because this stuff's important to me, but that is out, and it is leaning safely. Again, I don't want to damage this, but coming in now, I believe that's pretty much all she wrote. We got more insulation on that side. I don't want to scuff the paint off on these, so we got this freed up, and I will set it down. Basically, behind me is the shop door. I'm just exercising ridiculous caution. You know, I don't want to be that guy that ruins his grill when he's unboxing it. So, last but not least, we got piece number 3. And I tilted it back. And that is that. I mean, this is, again, you get an idea. This was all at the bottom. And again, that may look stupid to some people. You might think it's a waste of material. It is not. If you shell out $1,000 for a grill, you want to see a little bit extra taken care of in terms of packaging. Looks like they cut this extra cardboard about to the height of those left-hand and right-hand sections. Would have been nice to actually see it maybe a double-walled box. I actually thought each component might be boxed within, but I guess the bubble wrap probably did a good job. But that is it. This is the main box. I'm going to set it down. We'll actually go, I guess, piece by piece with these remaining sections and take a look at them, see how they look, and take it from there. Alright, we are back. This is basically what I've got. Don't know if this is the left-hand side or the right-hand side. I can't really see through the packaging, but we're going to start with it regardless. I'm going to make you wait for the center section, but just coming around here, that's going to be some bonus content for you, but that's basically what the pieces look like, again, out of the packaging. So I'll attempt to open this. I may actually, just to save time in the video, I'm starting to lose feeling in my fingers, I may just go ahead and kind of open this up and let you see it from there. So that's probably what I'll do. I think it'll be a better experience for you. And just in a few seconds, we will get our first look at this Repop 69 Charger Grill. Alright, so that was actually a lot more work than I thought it would be. I'm glad I didn't do that on camera. Number one, you just want to take a little extra time. You don't want to tear into it like Christmas. You know, rip the plastic bubble wrap off, some tape, peel the finish off, break a tab, something like that. So take your time. I would have looked like an idiot doing it, not only because you're trying to figure out clear tape on bubble wrap, but also because I was grinning ear to ear the whole time. But that said, mystery box number 1 is basically going to be our passenger side. Set up the right hand side, if you will. You can probably pick up on that. Again, there's our headlight door, and over here we have kind of the right hand bucket, if you will. Quality, it's extremely lightweight. I've not had my grill out, so this is kind of weird for me personally. The paint job up front, not too shabby. You also have to realize I am of the Black Grill Society. My Charger has the bumpers and the grill blacked out, in part, probably, just simply based on the fact, you know, there are no grills. It was hard to restore. You couldn't go buy one until now, and I've just always run with it. I kind of like the orange and black theme. I'm still not quite sure if I'm going to leave this as is or actually come in. This is actually my first experience up close and personal. Colors, I'm not quite 100% sure. Origin, this looks a lot more dull than what I'm used to seeing on the very few Chargers around, but who knows what's correct. Now, the only complaint, you can see you got a fairly crisp line. There's kind of some dimps, little bumps and rises there. You got your mounting points. Obviously, we hope those are correct. You can kind of, just for reference, you've got one by my thumb. Right above that, you've got your 2 here. Again, 2 more oval slots right there. Coming around, this is where things get interesting. That's a lot of overspray. This is $1,000 part. That's just, to me, looks like someone half-asses what they do. I'm not one to candy coat things for you, and that's what it looks like to me. Is it a big deal? No. If you want things to be perfect, will you have to go in and spend a lot of time on an expensive part to get it up to your standards? Yes. That's sad and unfortunate, but at the end of the day, it is all still worthwhile, in my opinion, just for the simple fact that this long-awaited part, which many people said would never come to production, is actually here. From the backside, you kind of get a feel. I think that is the door rest right there. There's kind of a look at the silver side with the mounting points. There's that ever-famous piece that's broken on virtually everything I come across, and then that's where you get your rattle started. Coming around, you got your 4 corner pieces mounted here. This has got a lot of life to it, man. This is very different than your old, 68 to 70 brittle plastic. That you can tell it's fresh and new, so that's kind of interesting. Maybe it'll last longer. Maybe it'll heat warp. I don't know what it's going to do. I'm just kind of too excited to care. So, again, the main thing here is just the overspray. Again, nobody's really going to see that, but if you're spending that kind of money, I mean, it's something that you would prefer to have better than that. I mean, I'd be okay with like a wavy paint line, but that's just a lack of care or effort, in my opinion. Fairly easy to fix, but it is kind of time consuming. Now over here, this would be our right hand side door. Again, it's amazing, like the lightweight, and I mean just the flex in this. I assume that must be what it was once upon a time like. Clearly the years and the sun play a role in that, but right here you've got your top tab stop. Again, this is kind of some common broken areas. Here's your mounting points here. Again, the overspray. You tell me. The good news is, I mean, they masked this off. The bad news is, it wasn't a bang-up job. You can kind of see like the lines right there. At random, seemingly. Like this whole pocket's got like a little mist of overspray in it. And then you're fairly clean for a few. You get back in. I think the camera kind of shows where you see that glisten in these top pockets only. That's all overspray. Then it kind of gets worse over here. I don't know if it's a machine doing it, a person, someone in a factory that hates their life. I don't know. But I'm just telling you what I see, and that's overspray. And really not too great of a paint line job. But again, I'm not trying to be negative. I'm just trying to point this stuff out because, again, this is a big investment. This is your hard-earned money, and it's important for me to relay to you what you will be getting. I kind of did this sight unseen type stuff. And quite frankly, even with all this, I'm still ecstatically happy. It's just I want you to know about it. So same thing here, just minor overspray. A lot of this you could probably, in all honesty, rub off with a rag. That's been my personal experience with plastic parts and overspray. But again, on the little mounting tabs there, you kind of get the same idea, just slight overspray of the silver. Can I stick that in place for you, kind of give you an idea? I don't want to be in the video. I want the focus to remain on the grill like it should. But let's see if we can't maybe get it in place. That's not too shabby. I mean, that gives you an idea what like the final finished product might look like. And I'll come down here for you. Again, that's just odd to see. A brand new, lightweight, flexible grill for a 69 Charger. So very interesting. The only thing I'm seeing is kind of weird. There's that big uptick right here. And I don't know why. Seems like that should be flush. But I'll try to figure. I mean, it's pretty obvious where it is too, but I don't know. I've not had my grill apart to that point, so I don't really know. But I would think it should be flush right there. So I'm not quite sure what's up with that. If that's too tall or something, or if it's absolutely 100% correct. I'm sure some of the people watching this, you can probably chime in and let me know. But that's the main flaw there. But I mean, overall, outside of a little overspray, most of which is behind the scenes and doesn't really matter. And again, you have to realize, even with the sunlight, these grills, they're kind of in a hole. I mean, they've got the shadow effect working for them. So all that overspray, which you can see pretty well, it won't be a glaring issue, but it will be something that a lot of people are going to want to come in and touch up or complain back to the manufacturer, maybe get corrected for people in later production runs, who knows. But that's this section. I'm going to actually do the other side, which will be the driver's side. I want to compare and see if this has that same uptick or if I've got some defect or something. So I'll check that out, get it unboxed, and we will catch you back here for that. Just for the sake of being thorough, this is going to be our left-hand side, driver's side section of the grill with the headlight door. Same setup as we just did for the passenger side, but I just want to again show you what it looks like packaged before we open it up. I'll do it off camera. It takes a lot of time to find the tape. I'd look like an idiot and waste your time. I just looked at my factory grill, and this little section over here that we unboxed, the right-hand side, you can see clearly, I mean, where it just basically swings up like that. I don't think my factory one's doing that. It's hard to tell because I've got it nose to nose with the duster, and I don't have it out. I've got the trim in place and everything, but I'm going to see how this one looks, and we'll make a determination on that. But again, once we come back, you will see the left-hand side section all freed from the packaging, and we will take a look at it. All right, we are back. That went a little faster than the other side. Again, experience pays dividends there. But again, what you're looking at is the left-hand side, the driver's side, the side with the emblem on the 69, whatever you want to dub it, of the grille in the center section. First thing you're going to note is there are some holes in the headlight door. Now, a lot of people, I've never understood why, but a lot of people like to run them without emblems, and that's not going to be an option here. You're going to have some holes you'd have to fill or something. You've got the bosses in place too. Let's hope that the holes are in the right spot. I would assume they are. I don't know that anyone has tested emblems. I believe one guy on the forum was actually going to do that, but I can't remember if he did or not. The interesting thing is this one here on the driver's side, it's got that same uptick towards the middle with that center column. And so that tells me that the other side's doing the same thing. They kind of meet as such. I wish I could tell you whether or not that was correct. I'm assuming it is, since we have mirror opposites and the mold would crank that out. I just attribute that to my own inexperience with having the grill in and out before. Had I done that, I'd be able to tell you, yeah, that's perfectly correct, or no, that should be square. But what I can actually do, if we come in here a little bit closer, I'll pick this up, and again, it's so weird. These have such, like life to them, but you can see that bow in it. I mean, it's like it's up here, down, and then it's kind of square here. So you can't really, bring this side down because of this support piece that you see my index finger on, but you can actually raise that up. And I know you can't see that well because of the camera and the tripod, but I mean, that's basically square. So I'm thinking that the framework and the trim and everything is actually going to bring this portion up, and that's where we'll get our square shape I'm familiar with. Am I wrong or right? I don't know. I assume that would be correct. It's all I can make sense of. I'm sure if this is wrong, there will be some delirious commenters letting everyone know. So that said, I think that's how it's going to go down. Again, pretty nice job here on the black line meeting the silver mounting ports. You've got your oval slot here, and here basically in line, of course, you got your slightly more narrow oval slots here and here. You got your two circular pieces. Coming around to the side, again, just some overspray. This time we got some black specks over here. It's just, I mean, it's minor stuff. No one's going to see it, but I know some people, number one, for the price, you expect better, and then number two, there's just some people come in for a restoration, a custom, whatever it may be. You've already spent the time and money. You're going to go all the way and you're going to make this right. So whatever you want to do with it, keep that in mind. Again, you can kind of see like the tape lines there. Again, just overspray bits and pieces, but again, not a huge deal. Particularly, I'm not going to complain a whole lot because this is just something real important to have on the market, in my opinion. Here you've got your side tabs here. You got your 4 holes drilled out. Pretty easy to pick up on that. Coming around, you kind of got your recesses in place here at the center section meeting point. Again, you can kind of pick up on the silver versus black lines there. Right here on the top, you kind of got your mounting point. Again, those break on pretty much everything I have seen. Pretty much any angle or mounting point is subject to breaking, and I think they could all be accounted for being broken across the Charger landscape. So that little tab there is your resting tab on the door. Again, it'll bolt up on that side, but again, I think that it'll just expand up, and that should be a non-issue there. Anything else we need to cover? Bottom side, don't know if I did that. Good news is there's no overspray here, just minimalistic there, so that's nice. It's one section you don't have to worry about. Again, nobody's really going to see this, but I know some people like to take things above and beyond. I'm one such person. So right there to kind of give you a look at these bottom mounting points. Now, let's set that down and actually grab the headlight door. This is the driver's side, left-hand side headlight door. It's where your emblems are going to be, and that's cool. Now, my 69 grill has a 68 headlight door on this side, and I learned fast how easy it is for people to screw these up. I always ask for pictures and sale ads. You wouldn't believe how many people were going to sell me another 69 headlight door that was actually a 68. So this is welcome. Will they sell these individually? I don't know. That's something you would have to ask. There's a couple. Ray is on DC.com as a classic, so maybe you could PM him or encourage them to do so. But again, that's kind of your resting spot for the door. Here's some of your mounting points. Again, note the overspray. This side, same thing. Just, right here down the middle row, you've just got straight black. But then up here along the way, you've kind of got like that sloppy tape job. that's allowing that overspray. At least that's fairly uniform. You know, like this one's perfect, and then both sides you've got the, you know, tape just not quite up to the edge, or however they did it. I don't know their exact processes, but you can see in there, I think the light in the camera shows you the overspray. Not going to be a huge deal. It's way better than the vast majority of us have. It's just something that, for the money, you would prefer to see not silver where they're supposed to be black. So, and of course, the sad thing is, with this paint job in place, we're actually going to be out more time to actually come in and spray this back to black as it should be, because we're going to have to mask off the silver that they laid down. Depending on the paint and the process, there's a good chance that your masking tape might actually then pull off their silver. This might be something worth considering, just shipping these out black and letting the end user apply the silver. Or in my case, maybe just have justification for leaving it black. Make some of the purists angry, I don't know. But that's really, I mean, the only glaring weakness. It's such a small thing. They kind of they took it to another level, you know, going ahead and doing the detail. But then when it's not done to the standards that I'd say 90% of people expect, either from a new product or from something at this price point, that's kind of a little bit of a bummer. I mean, like right here, this is perfectly clear, this first window, and then you've got like serious overspray in the next 4 or 5, and then it's just minimalistic, and then we're back into clear, and then you just come in, these next 3 or 4 have got some, and then all the way to the end. So that's kind of the downside. Some of you that have a lot of experience might just be able to know these holes are in the perfect position. This stuff will drill easy. The problem is if they're off, you know, you've got some issues. But again, the boss is over here. Coming around to the back side, fairly straightforward. Now, what I will do for you, as I mentioned, prior to this becoming available, you literally had to buy your grill in pieces, get lucky, buy another car just for the grill, all kinds of crazy stuff. And I was actually able to find a 69 headlight door. It was for an RT. The emblems are in place. You can see the bosses here, which is what we have present on that other one. There's our boss there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is correct. We'll be able to tell from the backside in a little bit, but I want to show you. I mean, you can see the factory silver here, which is faded. I know this one's dirty. I think a guy had it hanging in his shed for years or something, but I don't see any silver overspray, and that's surprising. But that said, I mean, you know, the factory people have stories there. Maybe that's spot on for what they would have cranked out. But this one's actually in really good shape. Again, what you don't see there on the back side of that one is the Chrysler stamp, the part number, the time stamps, etc. Left hand. It's amazing how many people have LH and RH stamped and still screw it up. But there's some of the mounting studs. You can see that nut's actually broken off for that center A there. But those are the bosses, basically, where you have those provisions. And of course, you got your set screws. There's a pin, and I'll try to keep this clean, but just kind of putting these two together, it's really hard for me to reach that far out so you can see it, and it doesn't help that that's dirty and the light reflects off of it. But I mean, side by side, you know, top to bottom, I'd say these look to be pretty well in place. My official conclusion after looking at this is I would say that they are about where they should be. I don't see any issues with the emblems. I'm sure that was test fitted beforehand. So, but again, just kind of a little bonus content for you. We've got the brand new repop door, which you can't see. I'm trying to keep it off of the other piece. I'll try to reach back here, and that is a factory 69 Charger RT headlight door. So pretty cool stuff. And again, this thing is, I mean, it is stiff, and this is a Survivor. It's actually in pretty good shape, but I mean, it doesn't have a little bit of flex to the sides. That's to be expected, in part because of this brace. But I mean, like the rest of it, just longitudinal stiffness. I mean, this thing is just, it's a solid piece. That's got some life to it. Whether or not that'll turn out to be a good thing, I don't know. I'll find out. You know, I plan to get this in hopefully over the winter and start enjoying having a grill again. But we'll see what pans out. That said, this is the left-hand side. We're going to come in now. I'm going to open up that center section. I'll show it to you wrapped up. And then we will actually come in and I will attempt to get it and put it in place. I'll try real quick. This is kind of hard to do from behind the camera. Uh, there we go. I think she can stay put there a little bit. I'll just hold it in place for you. That's the best I can do with one hand and staying out of the camera, but that gives you an idea what the assembled product would kind of look like. So I'll go ahead and we're going to open up the center section, then I'll kind of piece some stuff together. Don't worry, I'm taking a lot of pictures along the way, so be sure to check those out. But again, I will be back shortly. Alright, just for reference, this is what we're starting with. This is going to be our center section of the 69 Charger grill. Off to the side, you can see the left hand and right hand sections with the headlight doors. So I'm going to go ahead and take this thing out, cut all the tape, and remove the bubble wrap off camera. You'll get a good look at it. We'll check out the quality, see what we think, and then I will attempt to construct the grill in some manner where I can get pictures for you. So check back in just a second. Alright, we are back, and this is awesome. This looks really, really good. I could tell when I got down to like the last 2 layers of the bubble wrap on this. It looks very, very nice. Of course, you have to keep in mind, if it looks a little funny to you, this doesn't include the trim or anything. So that's kind of why you have the unfinished look. You just got the painted plastic, if you will. But little section right up there, you kind of see like the little clamshell or D or reverse C shape. That's of course where your hood latch is going to be. So keep that in mind. It's not like some giant hunk of plastic out or something. Of course, up front, you know, those holes are your oval shaped slots. That's going to be where the eye trim would snap into place. But it just looks really good. If this ever becomes available standalone, this is something a lot of people would get just to like hang on the wall. It looks very, very nice. And the only issue so far has really just been like the overspray. This seems to be done a little bit better in my opinion. We'll just start over here. This is kind of awkward. I'm off to one side of the camera, but of course you've got your tape line down here at the bottom. Again, that's where your trim would be. Up in here, we've actually got the fade. You've got the silver around the perimeter, and of course this is going to meet up. This edge will continue on into your respective headlight buckets. I don't really see any overspray. Surprisingly, it's amazing they could do this one spot on, and then the sides were kind of so poorly done. Now, I noticed right here it's kind of like a insufficient silver. You kind of got some of the black plastic shining through. Not a huge deal. Again, most people probably going to touch these up anyway, but if you plan to put it on and go, I mean, it's really not that big of a deal either. It's just, again, I'm trying to give you as much information and insights as I can after having this in hand. The scallops, the gills, the fins, the razors, whatever you want to call them, very sharp, very menacing. I mean, this just looks pretty insidious coming at you, which is what a 69 Charger should do. If people happen to be in the fronts, you got the taillights for the rest of the time, but if they just happen to be walking by your car when it's parked, you want it to project that kind of bold, evil, sinister vibe, if you will. So that does it very well. Again, right here, same thing. I mean, this is actually done very well. You do have that tape line, but there's like no glaring overspray spots, in part perhaps because it's punched out, I don't know. But it's just a very well done piece. Now, up top, speaking of overspray, this is where we're at. Again, not a huge deal because people aren't going to see this, but I know some people at this price point or with a new part, they've just got to have it be perfect. The good news is this is all easy for you to take and stylize it however you would like. There's our center mounting point. Here the ones are on the side. You got your slots there and here. Coming back, I'll showcase that to you on this side as well. That's pretty much it. Little stamps 3 and 4. That's probably something to do with their mold process. Coming to the back side, very cool. I mean, this is kind of what I'm used to seeing, is all black. I'm still kind of on the fence about what I'm going to do here. Seeing the silver, it's pretty impressive. But we'll see what happens. Nonetheless, I mean, a lot of people that have, really good drills, maybe the plastic base is in check. They have issues with the fins broken. You can repair it. There's the, on DodgeCharger.com, you've got the grill restoration database, kind of walks you through it. Popsicle sticks, Bondo, melting down plastic, whatever method you go. But you've now got this as an option. And again, will they ever sell just the center section and just the sides or just the doors? I don't know. My advice is email Classic, call Classic. Hit them up on Twitter, Facebook, Google+, wherever you're at, and kind of let them know what you would like, and maybe they'll listen. So, that said, mounting points right here for the trim. You've got the two elongated ovals. I think you can kind of make them out right there. Then you've got your drilled holes, if you will, here and here. Again, we've covered these two slots for your eye trim. And again, in reverse order, away from the eye trim, you've got your drilled hole. And then last but not least, as we progress to that side, you've got these slotted ovals. So, as best I can tell, again, I am by no means a grill expert. My factory one's seen its better time. The issues with mine, I don't have any missing fins, oddly enough. It's just like the mounting points. Like these on mine will be broken. And similarly, like where there are mounting points down here on the bottom, like at this section here, kind of where they join together, there'll just be stress cracks. And then the plastic is missing in some spots, cracked in others. Of course, if you ask any Charger owner 68 to 70 what's wrong with their grill, each one of them is going to have their own unique answers, and of course you're going to find a crud ton of overlap. That said, it's one of the best looking grills that's ever been made, at least in my opinion, and it is now available in repop form. Last thing I need to do for you, I don't really know how I'm going to do it. Don't have like a surface big enough, but I will attempt to find somewhere to actually string this thing together for you and see if we can kind of get like a rough look of how the grill will appear. So stay tuned for that. Hopefully this was thorough enough for you, kind of showed you what to expect, and we'll take a look at the final product and wrap this video up. Alright, so here comes that super awkward moment when I try to take something that's too wide for the frame and show it to you. Very hard to do. Again, I don't have a surface really that I can get this thing sprawled out on for you. Closest thing I could actually do is probably the roof of the Charger. That's it. I've never been one to do that type of stuff. Anyway, this is the center section. It looks awesome. Coming out, you can actually see over there, that is going to be our other bucket there. The way that connects, there's actually pins, two, and then you've got like your connector fastener slots. You can kind of pick them out right here at the top. The bottom goes together just fine. It's just the top where you've got the stress points. Again, I attribute that to the fact that there's kind of like that buckle in them, which I think that will actually straighten out. It's kind of a hard thing. I mean, this is like a flexible piece that needs its like solidity from the framework, if that makes any sense, and the trim, I guess, as well plays a role in that. But coming around over here, you got the same setup right there on that side. There's a little bit of the Charger for you, but overall looks really good. The only complaints, and really I mean the only complaint, aside from the price point when you compare that to like Ford and GM stuff, but again, I'm going to give that a pass because this is something that's difficult to make. It's something people said would never happen, and it is here. I'm ecstatic about it. The really only downside is just if you're a perfectionist or you want things to be perfect, you got a little bit of overspray. Main stuff you would just need to address would primarily be the headlight doors. You'd want to, get some black down, maybe clean up the silver tape line or something. And then of course, like I said, you run the risk when you do that of the silver coming off. So a little bit of prep and practice there, or a lot of people, I mean, if it's a driver, some of you may not really care about the overspray and just throw it in there. You may just shoot some black and, so be it. That said, I mean, the rest of it is just kind of, it's unfortunate, but it's not a huge deal. It's not going to affect the product in any way. And quite frankly, when it's actually installed in your collar, you don't see it. I'm probably going to clean mine up a little bit. I'm just that type of a person. Not quite sure if I'm going to leave it like this or go black. I don't know. It's going to be a tough call for me now. Seeing this here, it looks really good as is. I'll figure something out that I think it'll turn out good for the car. But that said, I mean, this is about all I know to do for you. It is available now. The good folks at DodgeCharger.com, somebody's caught this. I don't know why Classic didn't send out like a blast. I mean, this is kind of a big deal. But my computer was down with a virus. I wasn't getting to hit the forums up like I do usually. I came back in a little over a week ago, and I actually ordered the grill. And had the Pallet virus. You can remove that with a rogue killer. That's some bonus information for you. Works great for me. That said, I was ecstatic when I found this. I started texting people, telling people about it. It's just a big deal in my opinion. And ordered mine. I got in really late when I was able to order it. And of course, you want to run scans, make sure your computer doesn't still have the virus, etc. And should have shipped. It was kind of one of those deals that went from in stock to out of stock. Had to deal with customer service. They were great. Apparently someone pulled the grill for the order, and then I guess there was a shift change or something. Person came in to fill the order, and they couldn't find the grill. Then they found it. They went ahead and did the expedited shipping. So basically from last Friday until this Friday, it does. I think the packaging is fine. I don't, unless the box gets crushed, I think you're going to be okay. I think the little aesthetic issues here, I think will straighten out with the final installation and the trim. They should kind of spring into the shape I'm accustomed to seeing. Really the only downside, in my opinion, is the overspray. If you're a perfectionist, you're going to have to spend some time on this. That said, you will wind up spending much less time than you would have spent piecing together components from several different grills and chargers. And again, like I mentioned, a lot of people buying these and putting them in place, or planning to put them in place of their NOS or their just restored original, and let this be on their driver, and then kind of have that for a rainy day, or save it, or I don't know, maybe sell it and buy two of these. All kinds of options now. I don't know the initial run, but apparently I got the last one, and this is something I jumped on it. They happened to have their 20% off sale. I've had issues in the past, where I basically, anytime I want something and it's on sale, it was out of stock. I did not want to go through that with this grill. This was something I didn't know the full story on at the time. My thoughts are, get it while it's available in case it's limited, or there's like a fire at the plant and it destroys the mold and they decide not to retool. Who knows what's going to happen? This is something that I was fine paying for. Overall, I'm extremely happy with it. It looks really good with the headlight doors in place, but the problem is the surface, they'll fall out, and I don't want that to happen. Not because I would look stupid on the camera, but just because I don't want it to damage them. So use your imagination. I'll eventually get some more pictures up for you of the entire thing and then installed. Currently I'm waiting on the brackets. I don't know when they'll come along. Classic should update us. As soon as I know something, I'll bump all the threads I've got this at. But similarly, the 68 grill is coming. If these go over well, who knows what they'll do. Maybe 70s, maybe they'll get some bumper fillers for the third gen people. All kinds of weird stuff is happening. I don't know if we're getting close to the end of the world, or we're all just really lucky, or people are running out of things to repop for brand X crap. I don't know, but I'm happy. And I've got a brand new grill for the Charger, so it's a win-win here. Again, the only complaints I've got, they're just really minor things in the broader scope of it all. But again, some people at the price point with a new part, they're going to have issues or take complaints with it. My goal here was to just A, let you know this is available, B, let you know every little thing I could see initially that is an issue or might be wrong, which again is basically limited to overspray. Again, sadly, I'm not a grill guru, so I can't tell you if the holes are a 1/16 of an inch larger or too small, etc. But I think it would have been well thought out and tested, so I'm pretty sure everything's going to work out well in the end. If you're in the market for a grill, you can pick this up for fractions of what some of you were paying for NOS stuff. I don't want to go into too much on it, but it is a lot of money. But I feel like if you've got a Charger and you're at the point where you want to restore your grill, or you need components to restore your grill, this is a very viable option. Similarly, for some of the purists out there, you got an NOS piece you scored, spent big money on, buy this, put it in place, take that one out, wrap it up, save it for a rainy day, let it sit on a shelf another 30 years. Who knows? But it is out there. It's available. It looks awesome. I'm ecstatic about it. Again, DodgeCharger.com is where I came across this information. A couple other folks have picked one up there. As of right now, I don't think anyone has installed it. I'll link to that thread. You can monitor things there if you're interested in this. Right now, the holdup for installations for most people is going to be the brackets, unless they want to reuse or modify something somehow. So stay tuned for that. Maybe at some point in time they'll put together a complete package or something, the grill frame, the brackets, who knows. But this is available. Take it for what it's worth. In my opinion, I couldn't be happier that this is available. I don't mind shelling out the cash for it. It's something I've dreamed of this day. People would look at me and tell you were an idiot when you thought that this day may come. And here we are having the last laugh yet again. So that always is a great feeling. But most importantly, 69 and again eventually 68 owners, we've got a repop drill option, and that is pretty dadgum cool. So big thanks to Classic for actually bringing this to market. Again, I prefer them. If you do plan to order, that's what I was getting to there, they do sales all the time, 15% in free freight. I don't know if this would qualify for that because it's shipped oversized. They do 20% off all the time, seemingly at least like every 2 weeks it seems. So keep that in mind. But again, if it's in stock and you really want it, I don't know the production runs or the timetables at this point. This was their first batch. As they age in the mold, the quality tends to go down with all things plastic, rotational, or injection molding. Keep that in mind. But overall, I'm ecstatic, couldn't be happier. And as soon as I can get this thing installed, I will probably do so. I've got a lot of projects I'm working on for the car at this point in time, this being one of them. But hopefully this helped you out, lets you see what it is. I go into a little bit more detail than most people. Main thing, I want to show you what you get for your money. But if you enjoyed it, make sure you subscribe. Questions, comments, not sure I can be of a whole lot more help than the information here. But if I can be of any service to you, let me know. I'll do my best. My recommendation, DodgeCharger.com. You can probably get all your answers and more. Spend a couple hours of your night for a simple question, learning things that you didn't know about. But I'll have that thread linked below. I'll have the link to the review article with the standalone pictures for you. So check those out. Again, make sure you're subscribed. You can follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, circle us on Google+. LoneStarMopars.com is the site. 100% Mopar, no moderator drama, no ads between posts. Try it out. We think you will like it. That said, thanks so much for watching. And again, I hope that you enjoy the 69 Charger grill.